Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Hello, welcome to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Mike, and I am playing the character of Valentine Montecute.
My name is Aaron, and I am playing Brother Benedict.
This is Johnny, and I'm playing the newly Jorus Glave.
And my name is Jeremy. I'm playing Grayson Digby.
And I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Demetrius Norden.
And I'm Jordan, and I'm playing everybody else. So, thank you very much for joining us for this episode of Bone Throwers Theater. Last time was really a bit of a suspenseful episode, where all sorts of craziness was going down. We had our first player character death.
Ever.
Dun, dun,
Poor
dun.
Byron.
Yeah. I worked hard not to kill you through all of Terra Proxima.
First legitimate character player.
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah. Now with the new campaign, it's like, well, we're tossing those rules out the window. I'm going to kill you guys.
Yeah, we survived, I don't know how many episodes of a horror game where everybody is supposed to die. And no one died.
And we actually, we had people built in as replacements that we could have used at any time.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Think about that one, though. In that campaign, everybody else was dying
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
around us.
We had lots and lots of deaths.
There were a lot of deaths.
Yeah, lots of death.
NPCs out left and right.
But the main
Phil
focus-
Collins.
Phil Collins.
May he rest in peace.
So anyway, tonight we are going to go ahead and, as I remember last we left off, we were leaving Dyncham House to rush to the docks.
In terror.
Yes.
In terror, yeah.
In terror and trying to stop what was happening from advancing any further, if at all possible.
And if I remember correctly, Grayson actually had stolen some gears in the hopes that that would be enough to stop the plans from going forward with building the automaton.
Yes.
So some gears were stolen, some people were killed, a corpse was fed to a ferry, and there was also
Yeah, that was horrifying.
there was also an exchange of children, a fairy child for a human child.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of craziness happened, and also the ghost of,
Yes.
of your victim is the intermediary.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then my arch nemesis also is on to me.
Yeah,
Good old Templeton.
you guys, you have a lot on your plate, and it's all been like one day.
Mm-hmm.
It's
2
well,
days.
the first
Yeah.
the first session was one day, and then everything else that's been happening has been
Yeah. It's been 2 days.
yeah.
It's been 2 days.
Yeah,
It's okay. Terra Proximus 1 day took an entire year, so.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are, like you said, you're afraid. Things are not going well. How do you want to approach the docks?
Well, we gotta remember that Digby is not with us.
Correct. And we are in
We're in a stolen coach.
a...
You
Yes.
stole coach, yes. Grayson, what are you doing since you are not with the rest of the group?
I'm going to just stealthily make my way to the docks and hide out out of sight of everybody.
It'll probably take you a lot longer to get there, because...
You went back to the city, and
The docks were the south side of town, if I remember correctly, which, Demetrius, your shop was en route to that. Like, Dyncham House is north side, you're about in the middle. So, as we established, I think it was maybe the first time we tried to walk through the city, it would take about half an hour to get from mid-city to the outskirts.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we were racing straight there.
Yeah,
That was the intended plan.
Yeah.
you three.
Who was driving again?
Benedict was driving.
Benedict.
Believe it or not.
Yes. Little brother
the
Benedict.
fastest runner.
Have you ever driven a coach before?
Probably not.
No. That's the first
first time for everything.
I don't remember ever driving a coach.
I don't know. that might
Ridden a
be,
horse, but it's relatively simple. You sit in the seat and you whip the reins of the horses. How hard can
Yes,
it
but
be?
you have to steer it.
Yeah, you have to make sure you can steer and everything. Go ahead and give me an agility roll. Let's see how well you can steer through town.
Agility or no, riding is the same.
Oh, nice.
Was that this
That,
one?
that was
so
that
it's
one.
So 12, 15, 17, 18.
So you're able to steer just fine. There's like you're going pretty fast through the town, and there are some obstacles that pop up, like people. And
So,
People
is it's like an hour after sunset?
Yeah, so it's relatively late.
yeah,
Well,
It's winter,
winter,
it's
so
winter,
it's
so
like-
it's probably around 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
At night,
yeah.
8 o'clock at night.
People are probably gonna mostly be in.
Well,
Mostly inside, but like I was saying, there's like occasional
yeah.
people that are out and about, but you managed to miss them without like running any. Most
you
of
stay
them
in the
will.
center of the street instead of on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't like ride up on the curb and try and knock people over, and you're like, get out of the way, and
Yeah.
everything like that. So everybody escapes your path of destruction without too much harm. And, you manage to get the cart there in one piece as well. When you all get to the dock, what do you see? Like, how does it look?
Well,
From the way that
I
you
would think that even though we're racing there, we're trying to still stay as inconspicuous as possible. So we would like.
Well, you might. But Brother Benedict...
Yeah, I probably would have related. Hey, we want to pull off a little bit away from the docks and
So we're
hide the cart or hide the coach.
So kind of like a hey Benedict, stop here
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, like a hey, stop here.
On the boat.
Stop here.
Like
Good.
pull it over in this alley and we'll try and hide it as best we can.
Turn off the headlights.
Maybe unhitch the horses and
So
send them on their way or something.
who is giving this information? Is it you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're not his boss. He is.
All right. I'm like, Brother Benedict, let's stop here and let the horses go. And we got to be very, very quiet.
Correct, because Benedict is definitely going to listen to Valentine. Not so much Demetrius, because I don't know Demetrius.
Kind of looks at you, it's like, blup, 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 blup.
Yeah, but Valentine has promised him women.
Yes.
So whatever. All right, so you guys are approaching. You've gotten out of your carriage, and you come up, and it's not like a big open wharf like something that would be on the seaside, but this is a river dock. So you do have some piers that are going from the land off into the river to allow ships to moor. I nearly said park, but that would be wrong. So
Yes.
so that allow larger ships, merchants, things like that to moor, because the river is a major thoroughfare for traffic, not only to different parts of the realm of angels, but also to the main continent and beyond. So there are some nicer areas where you would see like diplomatic ships to come through, like ships carrying envoys and everything like that. And then there's also places for merchants, and that takes up more space than obviously the docks that the nobles would use. When you get there, it's not gated or anything. They have some security, but it's mostly like guards that are patrolling and everything like that. And you do see the main office pretty quickly, the accounting house. I don't think you heard any word of where to meet.
Mm-mm. We haven't had time to hear any word of where to meet.
With Lord Dyncham. Or not Lord Dyncham,
Yeah,
Lord
let's
Walsham.
Yeah.
Let me meet with him.
And we are still in our dark robes with our soot black on our faces. Except
You
for
guys have black on your face. I do not.
I mean, we could probably ditch that at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll ditch the costumes.
You'll just be dirty.
I hope you're wearing clothes underneath.
Yeah.
Benedict.
Well, Benedict, wasn't it your own cloak that you were wearing
Correct.
anyway?
So just wipe the
Problem
face, wipe the soot off the face.
Still. All right, guys, let's take our robes off.
It's not Johnny playing the character. That's something Johnny would do.
Yeah. So, how do you guys want to go about trying to find Lord Walsham?
I mean, I had assumed that if he said to rendezvous at the docks, we would have like a regular like rendezvous point
Okay.
at the docks, so it wouldn't be like, hey, at the docks.
He didn't
Well,
really tell us to rendezvous there.
we left a message
you told,
for him.
We left
Yeah.
a message
Oh.
saying it's going to be going
What's-
down at
yeah.
the docks.
Okay,
There also
right,
might
right.
be a clearly established signal already for if we were going to rendezvous somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
With an organization of this magnitude.
So Grayson, making his way on there on his own, is going to just stay hidden and look for whatever that signal is.
Go ahead and make me a wit check, Jeff, just to see if you would know like where you would go in that situation.
13.
So you know where you would need to be. Where would that place be?
Probably a storage house near one end or the other.
Okay.
Uh,
North end, south end.
probably in north end.
Okay.
That's where you were headed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you're still lurking. You're not gonna. Is this meeting house marked in any particular way? Is there like a sign scratched onto the doorway, or is there like a hub or anything nearby that
I think it
you're
would be
supposed to
something like a broken pane of glass that has a specific board in the window.
Okay.
Like nothing etched in it, just a specific kind of wood.
Like you know
Board
when
in
you
the
see the
window.
broken window with the willow board,
Yeah,
that's where you're supposed to meet.
yeah. It's something that looks like it would be a normal thing.
Something spy-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks normal, but you know. So you guys approach the door. We'll say that you have like any kind of pre-established like knocking system or something to alert people that you're there, or
It's you shout really loud. Is Lord Walsham in there?
Lord Walsham!
Your spies are here!
Walsham's angels.
Oh gosh.
With crossbows.
Oh
Side to
gosh.
side. Sorry.
So that would be the three of you.
I think it would be something like sliding a coin under the door or something like that.
Okay, that's a nice little.
I like that one.
Like a wooden chip or something.
Let's say how about it's a clock gear.
Something more people would have.
I mean that would identify Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff's character in particular, Demetrius.
Yeah. Sure, I guess.
You go to the door, you slide it under, he opens it up, and he's like, there's only three of you. Where are the other two?
Well, one of them disappeared before things started happening, and the other one got killed. So, let us in.
So
Oh, Demetrius is not wasting any time.
No, I'm not.
It's been a bad night. I mean, we've.
Timing is everything. We have a deadline to keep to here.
Are you telling that to me as a character or as a person?
As a person.
okay.
No, this is not in
point for
game.
you.
No point yet.
You missed your opportunity, Jeff. He had it in hand.
Uh-huh.
All you had to say was, "Oh, in character." Boom. Character point. Oh, hero point. Sorry.
All right, fine. Come in. So, the three of you enter the room. There's a dark table, and at the table there are two people. One is he looks very nervous to be there. He's kind of got a frayed shirt. It looks like his hair is mussed. He doesn't look like he wants to be here at all. And the other one is a rather dark and imposing character who has.
Hooded, you can't even see his face.
Yeah.
All in leather.
Do you have a falcon with you at this point?
There's a cage next to me on the floor.
Okay. Now at this point, are you able to see the door from where you are, Grayson?
Are you even there yet?
I imagine I'd probably be rolling in maybe 10 minutes behind
Okay.
them at least.
We'll say that during that 10 minutes, they brief him about what's going on and everything like that. And
They don't know about the stolen gears.
right.
And Grayson doesn't know that Byram is dead yet.
No.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
So you guys brief him, and he's like, "Well, we'll wait for your last compatriot to arrive. We'll give him a few minutes just to make sure, that he does, and if he doesn't, then we'll just have to continue on without him."
So Grayson would come up, and he would actually listen at the door to see if he hears anything going on behind the door before he acted.
You hear someone saying, "Really, Lord Walsham, this is most irregular. I was supposed to be home 2 hours ago, and you have kept me far beyond the time when I should have been in bed." And he says, "Mr. Sedlow, you will stay as long as I say you will. We will get this matter settled tonight, and your assistance is vital in this." And then, if anybody else wants to contribute anything.
Well, I want to do a ESP check on these three.
Okay.
So, one at a time, I guess.
Okay.
I'll start with Demetrius here.
Okay.
So that's target number 15 plus their willpower.
Okay, so they have to roll will against.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
that'd be
wit.
my wit.
Yep.
Oh,
21.
12.
So
Wait, what is...
it's 15 plus 12, so I didn't quite make it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
ridiculously hard.
Well, I'm trying to read his thoughts.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Good luck.
So I don't get anything off him. I'll head over to the monk here.
Okay.
With my 15. Do you get the 5?
8.
Oh, okay. And lastly,
Ooh.
Might get something.
7.
I got 6.
All right. So I'm
21.
able to read his surface thoughts.
Okay, so what are you thinking about at this point, sir?
Meat on a stick would be lovely right now. Yes, meat on a stick.
That's what you're thinking right now?
Oh, I wish it had been just Benedict. Oh, you would have been in for a rude awakening.
You'd be like, ah.
It would have been like a flat line.
Girls. Dude. Hi, girls.
I like running.
Oh.
I hit someone with a stick tonight.
Yes.
Okay, so you get the feeling that meat on a stick is a great idea.
No, I'm just trying to get an idea of the personalities if I can.
Yeah.
All right, so while this is going on, Grayson, what do you want to do?
Grayson's gonna wait till he knows what he's walking into. He doesn't know at this point. He's heard probably some, in Grayson's mind, some noble guy that isn't worth anything, and Lord Walsham. So he's just waiting outside,
Okay.
listening in. The window, is he able to see in the window, or is it?
So it's partially broken. Like, the way that I imagine it is like the glass broke on the top part, and so there's a board that's been like nailed up on the inside, but you can see a little bit, and it's really not the most sanitary of situations.
Well,
so,
yeah, I understand.
so there's a lot of grime and everything on there. So you can see that there is a candle or a lantern or something that's about table height. So you can see that, and you can see that there are about 5 people.
Well, he's definitely not going in until he knows who those 5 people are.
That's fair.
Probably
you knew
the
one of them was
smartest of all
Lord
of us.
So there's Lord Walsham, there's Mr. Sedlow, and then there's these 3.
3 unknown to
Yeah.
Grayson at the moment.
Because he's...
Yeah.
And then
This one. Me.
No,
some guy who looks very scary. So yeah.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
You look very
His shadow
dirty to
is
me.
ominous.
Yeah. You see a shadow. The shadow
The
knows.
Shadow Knows. Such a great radio
It
drama.
really is. And a movie. Great movie, too.
Oh, very
Yeah,
good
the
movie.
movie is pretty decent.
Also a TV series. Shorts. Like
Oh,
15
yeah.
minutes.
All right, well,
Serial
we're getting
series.
off track.
Yes.
So he turns to you and he's like, run through your story one more time. Mr. Montecute, what did you see?
I saw a lot of figures out there, but I couldn't make quite what they're all about because they're in the shadows. I couldn't make out a lot of details of these individuals.
Benedict, you said you saw someone eat a corpse in one bite.
I'm going to use my recall skill, just because it's easiest. And I'm going to replay everything that happened. The corpse eating, the brain sucking finger thing and the
Exchange of the children.
The turning the guy into metal. And,
yes, and the children thing and the creepy things and all the things.
and the ghost in the
And the
mirror.
table of stuff.
The table of stuff. I do know that I saw the gears there. Definitely making sure that I'm mentioning that. But yes, overall, just 100% word for word everything that happened and was said throughout that exchange.
Everything that happened in the building.
Inside
In
the building.
I was going to make sure that they understood that it was my master, Ambrose. Master Ambrose was the one they kidnapped to put together the automaton.
Okay.
All right, so at that point, Grayson's going to take one of his fake coins out of his pocket and slide it under the door.
So you're hearing all this. You slide your coin under the door. Lord Walsham opens the door, or actually, he has a guard open the door. Who has been standing behind the door, so you can't really see him through the window. He has him open the door, and you can see in the room, and you see your three compatriots, but you do not see Byram. Walsham motions for you to come in, and as you do, the guard closes the door behind you.
Okay. Come in, I look around, I'm like, so we wait?
Well, you're the last.
The last. And I look at Demetrius,
You don't know?
Valentine, and Benedict. Don't know what.
You hadn't told him yet?
We haven't seen him yet.
Explain it to him then.
Do we need to go back?
What are we trying to explain to him? I'm not following.
About Byram.
Yeah, Byram's
What
dead.
happened?
Byram was killed. Back at the compound, a guard killed him. I tried to save him. He got stabbed. You can't save from a stab.
Grayson just kind of puts his head down, staring blankly at the table. All right, let's get this over with.
Another ESP check on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's new in the room, so.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh!
He rolled a 3.
Oh.
You got a little 3?
I rolled a 3.
Well, then I got you.
Okay.
What's going on in your mind?
What's going on?
What
in
are
my-
your surface thoughts?
my surface thoughts?
You just heard that Byram got killed.
I may need to hold on to what I know until I can get out of this bad company.
Do you have detect magic as one of your skills?
I do not.
So you sense that this individual, you don't even know his name.
I don't know his name, but I know that he's hiding something
He's
from everybody
hiding
else.
something, and also he doesn't seem to have a very good opinion of the people he's with, that
No.
he's working with. So how do you react to that?
At the moment, I just keep my eyes hidden.
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting for Lord Walsham to give them their next instruction before I say anything. I'm just keeping very silent, keeping an eye on what's going on.
Well, if you three say that there is some connection here at the docks to what was happening at Dyncham House, then we need to go ahead and search the docks, make sure that we can clear out whatever is going on here and make sure that the Queen is safe. I'm satisfied with the information that you've given me about Dyncham House, but we also need to verify here. So while you all do that, I am going to go ahead and return to the castle and report to the King's Guard to try and put a stop to the Dyncham side of the process.
Sir, the exchange was supposed to happen here, someplace at the docks, tonight. There's no time for returning to the castle. Something needs to be done here. Even if they're going to postpone that change, whoever they're exchanging with is probably here. That's a great way to stop it.
I will send a message, my lord. That's the first word any of them have heard from.
I'll leave that to you. But as of right now, we need to go ahead. And as I was saying, we need to work on clearing the threat here. This is the master of the docks, Isaac Sedlow. Master Sedlow has graciously volunteered his time to assist us.
Thank you, Master Sedlow.
Sedlow just kind of glowers at you, mutters something about roast hen, folds his arms, and just looks at you. You think there might be hatred in his eyes, but you can't tell.
Grayson is going to look at Walsham and say, Sir, as much danger as we have seen, I think at this point we deserve the truth. He doesn't sound like he has graciously volunteered for anything. We're working with somebody that doesn't even want to be here. How successful do you think we're going to be?
The truth is what I tell you it is. I speak with the voice of the crown. Now, are you going to do your part, or are you going to sulk?
We have done our part. Some of us have given our lives. Are you going to step up your game, sir?
You have no idea what I'm doing behind the scenes. No idea the forces I deal with on a daily basis. And yes, some people die. And some people continue on. Right now, if I tell you that Master Sedlow is volunteering his time, that's exactly what's happening. Let's just say he's repaying a debt.
Grayson looks at Lord Sedlow. Better hope this is the only debt you have to repay.
Sedlow kind of rolls his eyes and says, what do you know about this exchange that's supposed to be happening at the docks? Do you know anything about the people involved? Do you know anything about like what kind of ships we're looking for? If we're looking in a warehouse? Do you know anything?
Well, meantime, I'm writing a small message, piece of paper.
Okay.
And getting my hawk out of the cage.
All right.
I'm going to tell it to go back to the castle, to my master,
Okay.
who's familiar with my hawk as well.
All right. So you go ahead and release the bird with the message that, like, how long can this message be? It's like a tiny strip of paper, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's enough to say, Dyncham is trouble. Reinforcements needed at Dyncham and docks.
Okay. And you let the hawk go?
Yep. I instruct the hawk where to go.
Okay. Benedict, you had something to say?
Well, Benedict isn't the smartest guy in the world, but last he remembers is that we don't have any information about the exchange other than it's at the docks. And we know it was Lord Dyncham and the other actor talking about an exchange at the docks.
Mm-hmm.
Out of game, I remember a piece of information. Should I roll to see if Grayson actually remembers this piece of information?
Sure.
Because he received it secondhand from Benedict.
Sure, go ahead and roll for it. What skill are you using? Would you use?
I don't know.
I would imagine
wit?
that it would be wit.
Yeah, I would recall her wit.
Now, because you're at a bit of a disadvantage because
I'm remembering something that was told to me.
You're right. Remembering something, and also you're in a heightened mental state, and you just had an argument with the head honcho. So
target number 18.
Yeah, target number's a little high.
16 is difficult, so. Nope.
No.
Actually, only a 12.
It wasn't enough to.
Was it enough to know that I should know something else?
It was enough to know that you're thinking, I know something about this. I know something, but I can't remember exactly what it is.
And Grayson's going to speak up. It's like, seems like there's a piece of information that we're missing. There was more to this.
I was outside, so I didn't hear anything that happened inside.
It wasn't
From the
tonight.
playhouse.
It was from the playhouse.
Yes, it was at the playhouse.
No, Valentine,
Benedict, you're the one that told us this information. There's something else that I remember hanging on to, but it seems to be escaping me right now.
I don't remember. Me and Valentine were looking for girls, and we overheard a conversation.
We were looking to socialize with various people, per se.
If you want to go ahead and roll wit to see if you can remember.
Yeah.
Both of us?
Both of you.
Okay. I got
a 1 on the wild die.
You got a 2.
Benedict got 2.
So you remember what the conversation and everything like that. Brother Benedict starts thinking about pie.
Where's the pie stand?
Specifically like a meat pie,
If you don't remember the actual conversation,
Lovitz
then Jeremy,
meat
you're more than
pies.
welcome to go ahead and share.
Fill it in a little.
Fill in the
Okay,
blank.
one of the details was that whoever Dyncham was talking to at the theater had a foreign accent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So do you remember what kind of accent it was, or do you have any?
I want to say it was kind of like, possibly like Russian or Ukrainian.
It was Finch.
Oh, French. Okay.
We can go to the accounting house and look at our documents and see what ships that we have internationally, and we wouldn't have anything from that far away. It says Master Sedlow, but we do have a few different ships here that might be fitting what you're looking for. So that might be a place to start.
Okay. I'll let Brother Benedict know. I was like, I think we should go check over this place and investigate.
Deal.
So
I'm with you.
Grayson's like, whoa. Master of the docks, wouldn't you be able to get this information more easily than these two?
well, I'm going with them. We're going to go
Okay.
to the accounting house and look at the list of recent ships that have landed, and I'll point out the ones that I think that they need to know. And then they'll be able to potentially narrow down the list of vessels to search, of people to talk to from there.
Okay.
And Walsham says, I'm going to leave Lord Glave to assist with the search. We've already sent a message on to...
Why are you wearing that mask? Is your face burnt
It's
by
not-
acid or
It's not a
something?
mask, it's just a full beard.
Oh. Why are you wearing that beard? Is your face burnt by acid or something?
Can't see anything but the beard. No acid, but many war wounds.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break there, and then continue on from this point on.
Rashaman, a land where spirits roam and witches rule. 3 women are embroiled in a divine plot, and it is up to them to uncover why. Join the adventures of the Broadswords at thebroadswords.com.
And we're back. So, Valentine, Benedict, and Sedlow are going to go ahead and, it sounds like, go to the accounting house to look over the balance sheets. Well, not the balance sheets, but the tally of ships that are in at this point. Demetrius, what do you want to do?
Before they leave, I want to ask Sedlow if there's a place around that could be used as like a workshop area.
So what kind of workshop do you need?
A place that would have places for it to be well lit and cleaner. Out of game, I'm trying to find it. It's probably not going to be around the dock, but a place where they're building the automaton. I doubt it's going to be at the dock, but I just want to check to see if they've got pieces that they gotta
More likely to be built on
assemble
ship.
together. It'd be a lot easier to do it on land.
As if a point from the last session, the automaton had all the gears and everything were at Dyncham's house.
Yeah.
So if they're going to build it somewhere here, then they're going to have to transport it. So there's not really, like, the workshops that are around this area. I mean, you've got your common, like, nail maker, you've got your cooper, you've got places like that, but there's not necessarily
A technician shop.
a technical shop where you would be putting together something like that. I mean, I would think that someone like your own horologist guild would be more suited for that kind of thing, Sedlow says, than...
Okay.
How big is this dockyard? Like, is it a 10-ship dockyard or is it a 50-ship dockyard?
I would say, well, first off, it's not going to be as big as a modern one. So 10
Well,
is,
obviously.
10 is pushing it. I would say that it has room for 6 docks. It has 6
Okay,
docks.
6 docks. Okay.
So do you want to start looking around and...
Yeah, I'll look around, just briefly browse the area to see if there's a possibility of a place like where they could assemble parts that are already put together into one cohesive
whole.
unit. Because I might need to put the sacrifice inside of it, is what my thought process is.
Okay. Grayson, what are you going to do?
Is Walsham leaving?
Yes.
Okay. As Walsham's kind of stepping out the door, Grayson is going to slip out right behind him and it's like, "Sir, may I have a word in private?"
Well, you have more you want to say.
Yes, I have more that I need to say.
All right, go ahead.
This information is not given amongst the group because obviously I have my reservations about the rest of this group. Too many things have happened where I question how competent they are in their decision making.
If you're questioning their competence, then you're questioning my competence as well.
You weren't there to see the poor choices that obviously have resulted in 2 deaths.
That may be the case, but I'm not the one who has to make the situational decisions. Anybody can make a decision that ends poorly.
I understand that. My point being, I'm giving this information to you.
All right, well, out with it.
The table of gears. pulls it out of his pocket. There's some missing.
You were able to get that close?
Yes.
And that was all you were able to come away with?
Did you hear the description of what happened there, sir?
But you could have tried to assassinate Dyncham. You could have broken the mirror. There are so many other things that you could have done. It would have been a sacrifice of yourself, yes, but it would have been for the greater good of the country.
And if I died doing this, none of this information gets back to you. None of these gears get away from Dyncham, maybe even slowing or even stopping their plan.
You could have taken greater steps to ensure their process would not continue even further. Gears are hard to come by, but
Imbued with magic?
do you know that they've been imbued with magic?
Isn't that what you told us?
Yeah. So here's the thing, though, is that nobody said that for Walsham, yeah.
No, Walsham told
Walsham
us.
told us.
Told us.
Oh. No, or was it Ambrose that told us?
Yeah. So, yeah, Walsham doesn't know anything about the magic that's been put into the gears to make the automaton.
Grayson's holding out the gears. He looks down, kind of shakes his head again. It's like, maybe you don't have all the information yourself, sir.
Give those to me, and I'm going to. I will take them to the court magician to find out the answers to this question.
This epic stare down is happening right now. While Grayson is hesitant to actually...
While they're having their stare down, I walk out of the shop.
hand is closed. It's back inside of his cloak.
Do I see this happen?
You see him put his hand in your pocket, but you have no reason to be suspicious.
Okay.
It just looks like, someone who is obviously very PO'd at the moment having a word with their superior.
Okay.
Grayson is going to take a pouch out. All right, sir. One of the gears in his pocket.
Okay. How many gears did you have?
Well, I don't know if we said how many gears I actually grabbed.
Yeah, that's,
No, we never did.
there was no.
determined.
It was the smaller of the ones,
Yes.
but whatever I could grab in a handful
So probably
It could be
like,
anywhere from 5 to 15.
while some weird voodoo stuff was going on in front of me.
So do you want to say just for around number 7?
Okay. So,
So you gave him 6.
5 because he put one on the body.
Yes, on a.
Right.
Cyril's body.
To implicate him in the dealings.
Yeah. At least that's why.
Or at the very least, get rid of one of the gears so it gets buried somewhere else.
There's multiple reasons. Many levels to that.
Thank you very much for your assistance. I trust that you will have a full report that you'll want to give me later on, and we'll have a further in-depth discussion once we get to the bottom of the situation.
All right, sir.
All right.
I go up to him and say, "Do you know whom we are looking for exactly? Who's to make this delivery from Dyncham House?"
Who's back in the building again?
Right now,
So-
we've all
So it's
gone
just,
different ways
it's
now.
Just,
Does
so
she-
everybody has left?
Yeah, we'll say that everybody is left, including the guards.
How tall are you?
I am 6'2".
So much taller than me. So Grayson looks up at him, tilts his head to the side, says, "I need to go find Demetrius," and walks away.
Answer my question, boy.
Go ahead and do you have command?
I do.
Go ahead and roll command
It's not very strong, but yes.
Versus
versus will.
ooh, 10.
7.
He just ignores you.
Grayson stops, turns around, is like, "Don't you have a castle to go back to, sir?" And keeps walking.
At this point, you have a decision to make, Jorus. Are you going to follow the obstinate teenager and the clockmaker, or are you going to go with the holy dunce and
Neither, actually.
and the puffed up actor?
Neither, actually. I'm going to be looking at the docks for whichever ship has the most activity.
Okay. Go ahead and do you have like a search?
I do. 40.
Wow.
A lot of 6s.
24.
We're at the more northern end of the situation. So how many of the docks can you see from where you are?
I would imagine you said it was 6 docks. I would say there would be immediately, I would be able to see 3
Okay.
clearly.
So it looks like there's some action that's happening down on the 4th dock, but it is a little hard to see. So
Okay.
it would take you a little while to walk down that way, but you could definitely do it.
Let's start heading that way.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut over to... Now I have to remember your actual names.
Benedict
and Valentine. And you're with Master Sedlow, Isaac Sedlow. And so he takes you into the accounting house. And it's a standalone structure that's a couple of different stories. It has like a large common room in the front of the building. And it's made out of like timber. Like you can see the timbers in the walls. And you can see like where there's like a weave, a wattle and dabu type of weed. So it's a wooden building. It's not going to be super solid, by today's standards, but it's definitely going to be a pretty good building by the standards of that day. There's 2 floors, and there's a major room in the front, and you can tell that there's a couple of desks. This looks like where a lot of the business of the harbor goes on. A lot of the transactions would happen here. There's a fireplace to keep people warm in the winter months. There's a timepiece that's on the wall that looks like it's rather old. Maybe it's still serviceable, but neither of you are going to make that kind of approximation.
Is there anybody else in the room?
No, it's not. There's not really anybody else in the room, but there is like a shelf of books, and there are books on all the tables that are open up, and you can tell that several of them are ledgers for like financial matters, and some have like names of captains written into them and stuff like that. So he goes to one table and he picks up this one ledger book, flips to the last few pages, and you can see the information that's laid out there. So you said that you heard a voice that had a foreign accent. Is that correct? Now, it doesn't sound like you were 100% sure what the accent was.
Yeah, it kind of a little fuzzy, but possibly French, maybe even Russian, kind of.
Like, this wasn't somebody you could see, so you couldn't tell by their dress what they would...
We only heard the voice in the shadows.
Well, let's see what we have here for foreign ships. He goes through and he's like, okay, so we've got 3 ships that are here. One is actually the Provenda. It's Iberian. It's not Frankish like you were saying. There is a Frankish ship as well. The Baguette. No. That is called I don't know much French. This is making it hard.
The LeBeau.
Yeah.
The LeBeau. That's a terrible name for a ship.
The LeBeau with Captain Jacques.
The Tempeh.
Jacques LeBeau.
The third one, it's another Iberian ship that just put in a few days ago. It's called La Damiana. So those are the only ones that are in port at the moment.
Just out of curiosity, I'm just gonna try to roll language and see if I can decipher any of the actual, like, what the names of these ships mean in English.
Okay.
I'm going to join him as whatever my leader does.
Okay.
I follow suit.
Oh, I got 8.
You didn't really get anything.
I'm like,
Benedict might
Oh,
be able
wow.
to translate this.
Oh, that's pretty
All right,
good.
I got 12, 16, 21.
Yeah. So like
Jordan's now looking at what those actually mean.
some of them are just like completely made up, but you can tell that Provenda is like it's a merchant ship, and so it like relates to provender. So you would expect that it has like foodstuffs like cheeses and smoked hams and stuff like that.
Charcuteries. He's like,
Yeah.
I know what this is.
Benedict, you seem like you actually know what these are saying.
I've learned a little language here and there. I've picked it up. My old master taught me before my new master taught me the ways of the world.
Huh, interesting. What do we got here?
Well, I know this one, the Provenda, I'm definitely interested in. I think there's definitely some good stuff happening on that one.
So the Tempeh, that has more to do with time, rhythm and beat. And,
Okay. What's the last one?
La Damiana.
Yeah, sounds like a name.
It is. It's a woman's name.
I did promise you girls. Here she is.
So food or women? So I'm really interested in the Preventa. That one sounds really good. And the Damiana.
Oh boy.
The Damiana. I'm really interested in the Damiana. And I'm really not sure which one is going to win.
Well, we also need to find out to make sure that there's no unwelcome guests in either of these ships before we really explore further.
Well, wouldn't we be the unwelcome guests going onto their ship?
Well, yes, we would be. However, should I say that they might not be, find us friendly, and they might find us unwelcome and possibly give us harm.
Oh, okay. Yes. No harm. We don't want another Byram.
No.
So while you all try and establish where you're going to go, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we will come back with the cliffhanger decision next time.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, Mike, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook and Google+. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.